Okay, guys, I guess this is the start of my video diaries or like more like video. Anywho, but so I'm gonna start with a topic that a lot of people are talking about. Not only because they are now taking a 2-year break, because of the whole Larry Stylinson issue and how a lot of people don't believe it when they say it's fake, which honestly I relate to that because I really believe that it's real because there's so much proof, and half the time they deny it and half the time they don't deny it and half the time they confirm it, and it's like, well, which is it, guys? Like, okay, so start by the recent interview that Zayn gave saying that they were never dating and then that they never dated, and basically it was all the fans making stuff up. Which obviously everyone knows that's not true because it's not like we held a gun to their head and tell them to hug or do any of that stuff. So it's not like we're the reasons why they're doing any of that stuff. I mean, there is a few people that have photoshopped things, and I don't agree with that. But yeah, that's not reason enough to think that we're the reasons why everyone thinks. Because honestly, if they didn't want us to think that, they wouldn't have been... Okay, I'm taking these off because they make my eyes look weird. Because seriously, we're not the reason... Like, if they didn't want us to believe it at all, they would not hug, kiss on the cheek, be all cute, hold hands, do any of those things. But they do because they're cute. And they want to be together, but they're kind of not allowed to. So... Okay, so then I watched the interview they did with the Would You Rather, and they're talking about going on break and all that stuff. Or not Would You Rather, it was I Have Never. Sorry, I just totally messed that up. I Have Never, right? Well, I mean, they could not, the interview guys, I think they were trying to be funny, but it honestly... I probably wasn't the only one that didn't think that was funny. They kept on mentioning Zayn, and every time they did, Louis looked like he was ready to slap them with a fish. That was really random, but I felt like it. And Harry looked like he was just like, he kept on facepalming. He's just like, we're going to end up having a riot on our hands if you don't stop. Like, that's his attitude. So, they were talking about things, and I noticed that Zayn, like how they were mentioning it, well, Louis looked extremely uncomfortable with this, and he kept on looking kind of mad. And it kind of dawned on me how Zayn gave the interview about Larry Stylinson being fake and everything. And yes, I know that Louis has denied Larry Stylinson a few times, also confirmed it. But honestly, I kind of feel like that was kind of what he was mad at Zayn about. And so... Also, I did notice a few times Harry kind of stealing glances at Louis, who again was sitting next to him. Which again, remember the moment where Harry was like, where do you want to sit? And it was like next to you, because that was a perfect moment, and again, they were sitting together. Okay, so... I really thought it was kind of funny how they wrote perfect, and Harry was trying as hard as he freaking could to get it off the topic of Taylor Swift. Because A, he's not dating her anymore, and B, he doesn't really like her right now. Or not like her right now, he just doesn't like her as dating, right? And then they kept on bringing it back to the topic of Taylor Swift, and then he's like, well, I mean... It's from other relationships, other things, and then Louis, even though he looked like he was being stabbed in the heart with a knife, was like, cough, Taylor Swift, trying because, of course, he had to try as hard as he could to get it off anyone thinking it was them. But honestly, I feel like that would be more interesting. Also, this was not really Larry-ish, but I thought it was really funny that the guy... he said, I've been sleeping in a lot of different beds, like talking about hotel rooms, and then the guy was trying to make it seem like it was something else, and Harry just walked off freaking stage. It was like, I'm out, I'm done. I mean, I've only seen a few people do that, and it's kind of funny. Because honestly, I've done that before in class. Of course, I'm not a celebrity or anything, so I wouldn't walk off stage per se. But, I mean, I've walked out of class because, seriously, people were, like, trying to make it sound like certain things were certain things. And I'm just like, well, I'm out of here. Bye. But, also, so I kind of feel like Larry is still going strong, even though it's not as obvious now. I mean, if you have to make it, you have to look very closely to see the moments, but they are there. Also, you notice he asked, and they were all single, which it breaks my heart, poor Liam. Anyway, but you notice that there was no mention of Brenna or the baby, which in my opinion was very strange. I mean, they would have said something about a baby. Also, they asked what he would do in his free time, and he responded with he liked to play football, which wouldn't he be in his free time playing with his baby or anything like that? No, because honestly, there really isn't a baby that he has to take care of. That's what I feel. So, also, I kind of feel like the whole thing where it's like, oh, this never happened and this cute moment doesn't exist and all that stuff. Like, I watched this video that I had never seen any of these before because I'm slightly stupid. Oops. But the adorable Titanic moment where they acted out the scene from Titanic, I thought that was cute. I was just like, aw, happy boyfriends. And then the moment where they did the Grease thing, also happy boyfriends. And the kissing with masks on. So you know those things like where they make a mask of a face, but it's like a paper mask, like magazine mask? Like Dan and Phil do all the time. I don't know if you know who that is. But like they have Edward Cullen and the Queen and yeah. Well, they kissed with the masks on, but still. Aww. Also, I mean honestly, I kind of find it weird that they don't like each other, but yet they keep on doing, like, for instance, back in the video diaries, you know how Louis was sitting on the couch with all the dolls, right? Well, I mean, like, he was trying to make him talk, and then he just freaking threw Niall over the couch. It was kind of funny. But then, my favorite part was when he started making out with the Harry doll. Of course, it was in a box, so yeah, he wasn't exactly making out. But then Harry's reaction to be on the couch, kind of be like, as like the Harry doll, he was making like kissy noises and stuff. I'm like, okay, what even? Like, why? Why? I mean, I almost fell because I was like squealing so loudly, and I was like, oh, they're so cute together now. Then, either way. Honestly, like, in the moments on stage, okay, so Louis and Harry were kind of standing to each other, and it was kind of in August, I think it was. And I noticed it being, like, Harry's trying to get, not like trying to get his attention, just being obvious Harry. And Louis looked like he was about to just drop down on his knees and start sobbing because he was so sad. Like, that was his whole face look. And I was like, so honestly, he really wants to be, like, it to be before, and he can't. And so, honestly, I feel like once they take this 2-year break, so I do not think fangirls are going to be able to follow them for an entire 2 years. I don't mean follow them on Twitter, Instagram, etc. I mean follow them creepy, like stalker kind of thing. Because, so honestly, if they let it die down a little, just like the thing about them leaving and stuff, like just for 2 years, right? If they let it die down a little, they might be able to kind of be cute and do some cute things together. And I mean, because they do that a lot. And obviously, guys, I love how they were before, but you guys got to realize that now they're grown men. wow, it sounds really, really sad saying that. But they're grown men, so they're not going to be acting like little kids anymore. So just because they don't have as many cute moments, like kissing on the cheek and all that kind of stuff, it's not because they don't love each other anymore. It's because more of them acting like that anyway would be strange, but that acting like that together now that it's been 5 years is kind of weird. Like, I mean, people would accept them to grow up, which is, I mean, an unfortunate thing. Like, everyone says grow up, and so, I mean, so they will make cute moments. And I also noticed, so Harry Bentown picked something up in this interview, I guess, and Louis was so checking out his butt with the biggest smile on his face. And I was like, oh, what even? Why does anything else exist? And I thought they were extremely cute in that moment. And I mean, also, literally, so another thing I'm going to bring back up about this Zayn thing on the interview. So the guy, he kept on saying things about Zayn and everything, and it was really annoying because I, at one point, I didn't have anything wrong with Zayn. And now I'm kind of really annoyed with him. I'm sorry, but that's just honestly my feelings, right? But, you know what? So the interviewer was talking about Zayn, and he's like, so who was the closest? And they're like, you're Louis, right? And he's just like, yeah, kind of get me off this topic right now. And then they're like, how long have you has it been since you talked to him? And he's like, weeks, I think, like, probably even more. He didn't want to say that. He didn't want it to make, like, once One Direction's over, they're not going to be a band or friends anymore and stuff like that. So, he probably, like, wanted to make it like that. But the biggest thing I thought was that when the interviewer said, let's FaceTime him, Louis looked pissed, and Harry just put his head in his hand. He's just like, oh my gosh. Also, the I Have Never game was extremely hilarious. Harry threw his paddle out the window, which I thought was funny. I mean, he was really embarrassed, and they kept on trying to make things out of things that really didn't exist, and I kind of found it annoying, but, you know, they're celebrities, and I guess you're going to have to deal with that, even though they don't want to. So I'm going to probably leave it here. Ask me questions. What do I think? Anything that you find proof. Like, I mean, I don't have a lot of proof and stuff right now. I mean, I have, like, maybe 1,000 pictures of just things that happened that I thought was extremely cute. That sounds weird. But, yeah, if you have anything to tell me, like, what do you think? What do you not think? Like, I mean, constructive criticism, yeah, but, like, going out and calling people names on my page will get reported. I think that's kind of a big issue, like, people calling people names for things, and it's kind of annoying because, obviously, if you're gonna click on a Larry Stylinson video, you're going to get people talking about Larry Stylinson. So, I'm gonna say, see ya later.